sense, when we observe the outside reflection, our mind, where we are, what we're doing, we acknowledge it, okay, but then we are choosing a different direction, right? We're changing our trajectory of it. We're not ignoring it. We're not, bypassing it. We are acknowledging it and then choosing a different direction. We don't have to continue to stay there and be a part of it, and that kind of reflected back to me as a child, because I was always told, we grew up in the family that I chose, to, you know, don't walk away, right? When you're being talked to. Don't, and that played into this, right? Because I was like, okay. And I feel like a lot of times that plays out in our situations. It's rude to walk away when you're being talked to, and if somebody's being um, that click, and they're all talking about that. Like a lot of people feel like they unconsciously have to stay there and be a part of it when you don't. You can choose to walk away at any time that you want to, right? There's nothing keeping you there, but that belief that it's rude, to stay or to walk away, right? And then they would look at me like, she's weird, she's walking away. What's going on? No, I, in myself, acknowledge and realize that what's going on there is I didn't want to be a part of it and I walked away, right? They were talking, so I didn't want to disturb them, so I just walked away. But you can say it, excuse me, I got to go, whatever the case may be. I just choose to walk away, right? Because I don't want to be a part of it. But that's free will and choice, and we can use it in a positive way. Um, and so that kind of reflected back to me when I was going into that. And yesterday, when I was looking at that, I'm listening to them and, myself, and then with this, I was reminded when I was a child, I was always told, don't walk away when you're being talked to. And it's like when they were punishing you, right? And so that's negative behavior, you know what I mean? Negative behavior that I'm doing because I'm walking away from what they were saying, right? Because they were being punishing or, demeaning or whatever the case may be as parents. And then with that, it portrayed, when we're in groups later in life, when we don't walk away from those situations, because we think that we're being rude if we just walk away, even if we're just sitting there observing and watching it going on, right? And we're not really being a part of it, but we're actually being a part of it because we're continuing to stay there, right? But that's a condition based, right? And so when I was in trouble or whatever they thought I was in trouble for, or made it out to be bad, we weren't allowed to walk away. We weren't